Hi there, my name's Luke. So today in this video I'm going to be talking about why I dye my hair as a trans guy. And I get asked this question a lot because obviously I have very obviously dyed hair. And I am a trans guy. And obviously dyeing your hair is seen as more of a feminine thing. Now straight off the bat, I am more of a feminine trans guy. And what I mean by that is I don't mind being seen as a guy who is feminine, or as a more effeminate gay guy. However, I do not want to be seen as a more masculine girl, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't go out and buy like dresses and skirts or whatever, like, you know, that kind of thing, and wear makeup a ton. And then when I get asked, you know, and when somebody calls me a girl, I break down being like, well, you can't call me a girl because I'm a guy. Because I absolutely hate dresses and skirts and stuff like that, first off. They cause me dysphoria. Because obviously they are more female items of clothing, and maybe one day I'll be able to see them in a different light. However, at this current moment in time, dresses and skirts are out of the question completely. So, you know, I wouldn't be like that. However, you know, I do experience dysphoria, which is the one requirement that you need for being trans. You know, experience gender dysphoria. And I do. You know, primarily with my voice and my height and my chest and genitals and my hands actually too, because they are small. And yeah, so, you know, it's just kind of like, yay. Anyway, so, dyeing your hair is obviously seen as more of a feminine thing. I'm pretty sure I already said that. However, there are guys who dye their hair too. Growing up, I always grew up around like my cousins and stuff, and like my mum did it too, but like all my cousins dye their hair, or used to dye their hair. All these crazy colors like pink and purple and green and blue and, you know, every color of the rainbow. So it was always something that was perceived as normal to me. You know, it was always just one of those things like, oh, you know, it's a normal thing to do. Everybody does it at some point. So I always saw it as that. So growing up, I was always like, oh, hey, you know, when do I get to dye my hair? And my mom would always be like, when you reach secondary, which is, for me, it was the age of 10. But for a lot of people, it's the age of 11. So I was like, okay, and you know, and I've had my hair dyed like black. That was the first color I dyed it. And then blue, pink, which is the classic, what's it called? Too cute. That's the word I was about to say. Transmed. No, it's a classic too cute thing. Like, oh, dyed my hair pink. At the time, I wasn't aware of the whole true scum too cute thing. So, yeah. Purple, orange, and more recently red. I'm thinking about maybe going like half red, half purple. I don't know. But either way, you know, I just grew up around it. And so when I saw, when I came to the conclusion that I was trans, because I came to the conclusion probably sometime in either primary 6 or primary 7. I always like to be perceived as a guy. It made me extremely happy when somebody would call me a guy. I never really knew why until I found the word for it either in primary 6 or primary 7, so when I was around 9 or 10. And at that point I was just kind of like, okay, well, can I still dye my hair? And so for me, dyeing my hair and getting piercings and stuff, and like stretching my ear, which, by the way, in case you're wondering why I only have one stretched ear, when I pierced this one, it got probably a little bit infected, and then also a keloid formed. So that is why I currently only have one stretched ear. This is stretched to a 00. No, it's stretched to a 0. I'm going up to a 00. Which probably doesn't matter to a lot of people. However, so dyeing my hair and getting piercings and, you know, all that fun stuff, it's just a way for me to easily change my appearance. Because obviously growing up, I had brown hair and no facial piercings whatsoever. And my hair was really long, which it is right now, and I'm aware of that. I'm getting it cut this Saturday, thank God. But you know, it was always kind of like well, my hair's brown and long and I have no piercings and everybody sees me as a girl. So how can I change that? I know, by getting piercings and stretching my ears and, you know, cutting and dyeing my hair. You know, that will hopefully make me seem like more of a guy to people, because it's completely changing the way I look. Which, it sounds dumb, and I get that it sounds dumb. However, if you're in the mindset of, I want to change the way I look, but, you know, if you don't have a supportive family, or you're not old enough to transition, or you don't have enough money to transition, doing little stuff like that, it really does help. Like for example, like binding your chest, like, you know, it's just kind of like, it isn't a permanent fix, but it's this'll do until I can get a permanent fix. And I guess that's the same with me with dyeing my hair and getting piercings and stuff, because to be fair, when I finally am able to get on testosterone and get top surgery and maybe bottom surgery, if bottom surgery changes up, you know, because right now bottom surgery results aren't that great, for trans guys at least. Trans women, I'm pretty sure it's completely different. I don't know, I haven't looked into trans women surgery because I'm not a trans woman. However, it is just kind of like I want to change the way I look and be perceived as more masculine. Oh, well, a lot of more edgy, I guess, or like, you know, more punky kind of guys have longer hair like this, because, or, you know, dyed hair or piercings or whatever, and they're still seen as guys. So, you know, why not just be seen as a more feminine gay guy who likes piercings and hair dye and stuff like that. And obviously the piercings and the hair dye draws a lot of attention to me, especially in the streets, and, you know, like, people always assume, oh, well, you know, you must be a bad kid because you have piercings and you dye your hair. And that's not always the case. Because, you know, I, for example, in school, never have gotten a detention in my life, never have gotten a disciplinary thing in my life, and yeah, I still have piercings and I still have dyed hair, but yeah, that's just why I dye my hair, if you could gather what I was trying to get from what I was trying to show from this video, which you might not have been able to, which is completely reasonable because I rambled a ton, and I apologize for that. However, that's just how it is. This will probably be my last or my second last video on, while I have this hair, which is a complete and utter mess, and I hate the fact that it's so long and it doesn't actually show how long it is, but when I go like that, it's extremely long in some cases, or in some places, and I just hate it. But yeah, I probably will have another video coming out soon, because I recently bought some Doc Martens, so I want to kind of talk about them when they finally arrive, maybe do an unboxing, I don't know. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, feel free to give a comment on what you feel about the situation. I would especially love to hear if you are a trans guy and you dye your hair, and kind of like, you know, how that helps you, why you do it. Because obviously I feel like for a lot of guys it is just for it's an easy way to change the way you look. However, might not be the case for you, it might be a completely other reason. But yeah, thank you for watching this video if you stayed to the end. I apologize for my rambling, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye.